Pick one, medical marijuana or owning a firearm. That's the decision thousands of Ohioans will have to consider when the state rolls out its medical marijuana program.
When filling out the forms to buy a gun, there's a section that asks if you use marijuana. Depending on how you answer that question could mean automatic rejection. New tonight, NBC4's Rob Sneed explains how and why.
This is the Section 11E of the ATF form that we're talking about. If you use marijuana, you cannot purchase a gun.
Medical marijuana could mean trouble for gun owners. On Thursday, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, ATF, confirmed to ABC affiliate Coco TV that the conditions of a 2011 open letter, which states that federal law prohibits anyone who is an unlawful user of or addicted to any controlled substance from possessing firearms or ammunition, still stands. The letter says that anyone who uses marijuana, regardless of state law, qualifies as an unlawful user of the controlled substance and is therefore prohibited from owning a gun. Federal officials went on to say that possession of a medical marijuana card was reasonable cause to suspect the card owner of being an unlawful marijuana user, even if the person obtained the card legally. Using a controlled substance is a prohibitor, similar to being convicted of a felony offense, Meredith Davis, a special agent with the ATF, told NBC affiliate KFOR-TV.
More than 1,000 Ohioans will not be allowed to buy or even own a gun because their names are on the state's medical marijuana registry. Buying a gun is a federal right, and it states you cannot use marijuana and own a gun. Medical marijuana is legal on the state level, but it's considered illegal federally.
It's definitely come up because still at the federal level it is, illegal, and by federal standards in purchasing a firearm, if you're a unlawful user of marijuana or any drug, you're prohibited from owning, possessing, or purchasing one.
Eric Delbert with LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility says even if they smell marijuana on somebody trying to buy a gun, they won't sell it.
We have turned certainly numerous people away who have, just by the, you can tell that they are, a user of marijuana.
And those who have already exercised their Second Amendment prior to buying a gun could also be affected, according to local Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Public Information Officer Susan Dapkowski.
And it doesn't just apply to purchasing firearms. It means if you already have firearms, you're not supposed to keep those firearms.
Dapkowski says this type of discussion is something we will hear time and time again as more states legalize pot.
It's new in Ohio because we're just getting to the point where we're issuing those medical marijuana cards, but it's something that has come up around the country previously.
And I'm told as of right now, there's nothing marijuana users can do about this. Again, this is federal law. Local for you in Columbus, Rob Sneed, NBC4.
As the Bureau outlines, felons are prohibited from possessing a firearm. One loophole that could allow a household to access to both a gun and a medical marijuana card, KFOR-TV reports, is if a spouse required medical marijuana for an illness and the other spouse owned a firearm. According to KFOR-TV, in that instance, the ATF could grant permission for the gun to remain in the household, as long as the spouse with the card had no access to the weapon. States may say yes, but the feds say no. The problem is this: the medical marijuana laws are state laws. Possession of marijuana is still illegal under federal law. In 2011, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, ATF, made that very clear in an open letter addressed to all firearms licensees. In it, the ATF leaves no doubt that it views the simultaneous possession of a gun and marijuana as a crime, even if you're using marijuana medically and are a registered MMJ user in your state. If you hold a license to use marijuana for medical use, there's no exception for that prohibition under federal law. If you possess a medical marijuana card, it's presumed that you're a user, she added. You might even say it would constitute a smoking gun. So you cannot possess, you can't transfer, you can't ship firearms or ammunition if you hold that medical marijuana license. Pretty clear, huh? So, if you're using medical marijuana for your MS and own a gun, or you're thinking about mixing the two, you might want to think again. Or, at least talk with an attorney.